Okay, well, we are live on YouTube. Good evening, everyone, or good afternoon, or good morning. We are in 3 different corners of the globe right now, coming from Canada, Portugal, and UAE. Welcome to our podcast, Rays of Light, with your host, Madiha, and myself, Shiva, and our beautiful guest, Niamh. We took a break and we're back now with our 11th episode, and we have just created a brand new YouTube channel for this podcast. So we're very excited to share it with you. Our mission is to interview people in the field of wellness and share their healing journeys as well as the modalities they practice. If you would like to share your story with us and be one of our guests, please feel free to get in touch. We will be sharing links below on how to do that. And if this resonates with you, we would love you to like and subscribe the channel so you can tune into our content and share suggestions and comments you have. So Rays of Light is a collaborative project between Lightworkers Abudhabi and Rumi's Heart. And before we begin, we would like to share a little bit about us for those of you who don't know us. Lightworkers Abudhabi started off as a small group of people in the UAE that met up in 2018. And that's actually how the 3 of us met. We all met in Abu Dhabi initially. And we found that we had common passions, such as meditation, energy healing, and wellness practices. Our community kept growing and we met more like-minded people. So we decided to give ourselves a name, Lightworkers Abudhabi. And in our group, we have men and women that come from various backgrounds and practice different modalities. So we have mindfulness practitioners, we have yoga teachers, musicians, meditation experts, energy healers, poets, and those who care for animal welfare. And many of our members today have become certified instructors, energy healing practitioners, and some have started their own wellness centers. We use our social media platform to share information of events and in particular classes happening around in Abu Dhabi. And now we have our Rays of Light podcast. And then Rumi's Heart is a community that gathers around their love for deep connection, conversation, poetry, meditation, and music. And its mission is to create opportunities that open our hearts to deeper connection, experiences of oneness, love, and healing. And it was born in the UAE 2 years ago at a Lightworkers Abu Dhabi event. And now it's a registered entity in Canada. So these two have combined together to bring you this podcast, Rays of Light, and to share stories of lightworkers around the world. We hope that they inspire you and in some way bring more light and healing into the world.
Thank you, Shiva. And thank you, Niamh, for being here with us today. I'll just take a few moments to introduce Niamh. Niamh is a Cacao Medicine Woman, Biofield Tuner, Shamanic student, Physiotherapist, retreat leader, world explorer, and peace seeker. The healing she offers is called Biofield Tuning. This is a form of energy medicine also known as vibrational healing. Using tuning forks, she detects and uncovers the areas in your life that were perhaps a bit more turbulent than others. And she uses sound to release times of stress, pain, or discomfort. Discharging areas of stuckness allows you to feel energized, lighter, brighter, more patient, and can even help you break old habits. And on a personal note, I had the pleasure of experiencing a biofield tuning session with Niamh recently. And it was not only really extremely relaxing, but it also gave me insight into the pain that I had in my left shoulder and the emotions that it was linked to and where that pain was coming from in terms of my timeline, which is really interesting. So Niamh is actually going to be giving us a 15-minute biofield tuning session towards the end for all of us and the viewers. So stay tuned for that.
Great, I can't wait. So Niamh, thank you so much for joining us. Welcome. And let's start off with you telling us about yourself. Where are you in the world and what is your everyday life like?
Hi, Shiva. Hi, Madiha. Hello, beautiful listeners. Thank you so much for having me on your podcast. I absolutely love the message of the rays of light that you're spreading, not only in the UAE, but all across the globe. So thank you so much for your work. I'm Niamh, Cacao Medicine Woman, Biofield Tuner. I'm originally from Ireland. I spent a lot of time traveling, and that's where I met Lightworkers Abudhabi when I was in Abu Dhabi in 2017 until 2019. At the moment, I am in Portugal, living in service to the community. In this very present moment, I'm inside a windmill over by the beach. I'm very blessed. A lot of the work that I do is online, so I'm able to have a lot of flexibility around where I place myself in the world. So yeah, that's where that's where I am at the moment. My everyday life is so changeable. For example, my father was over visiting last week with his partner, so it was really beautiful to have them here with me and to share my life with them. And yeah, on a day-to-day basis, I usually start my day with a beautiful cup of cacao. I enjoy doing some yoga. I sometimes do some biofield tuning on my own energy field. And then following this is where I then have my one-to-one clients online. And every second Sunday, I do group biofield tuning sessions online. And then anywhere in between all of this, I like to go on adventures and have fun and see new places and meet new people. And as best I can, just be in the present moment and enjoy everything that's all around me.
I think it's the first time we've done an interview with someone inside a windmill, so it's pretty exciting. Thank you for joining us.
That's amazing. So Niamh, I'm curious, you practice a variety of modalities. Can you tell us what attracted you to these practices and what impact they've had on your life?
I was working in Abu Dhabi as a physiotherapist. And one day I read in the Abu Dhabi Time Out magazine that there was a vegan food market fair over, I think maybe near one of the libraries or something. So I went there on my own, and it was actually a Lightworkers Abu Dhabi event was also happening there at the same time. A beautiful lady called Julie offered me a free 20-minute little tune-up session. And at that time, I didn't know anything about spirituality. I didn't know anything about energy medicine. And after around 5 minutes, I was hysterically crying. I didn't feel sad, but like there was just so much tears coming out of me and my body was shaking. And Julie was able to relay back to me that at age 12, I suffered a sadness, a grief, a loss, and it was related to my mother, which was, that was the year that my mum had transformed into the spirit world. So I was just so in shock of this new physical experience I was having, but also that Julie was able to relay this information so accurately back to me. So after the session had ended, I remember going outside and sitting on the grass, and everything was just so clear, so bright. And at that time, the only way I could describe it was, I feel so healthy. So I looked up online, you know, what is this technique? What's actually happening here? And one of the first things that Eileen McCusick, so the founder of Biofield Tuning, she says that anybody can learn how to do this. You don't have to have a sixth sense. You don't have to be spiritual. And in that exact moment, I said, I'm going to learn how to do this. I didn't know where, I didn't know how, I didn't know when. And following this, then that was 2018. I flew from Abu Dhabi to Ireland. I did a 3-day course. And then following this, I went to Manchester and did a 5-day course. So from around 2019, I've been on this journey of self-discovery, growth, expansion. I have left behind my physiotherapy career which at that time, brought up a lot of limiting beliefs and a lot of fear. But I knew I just had to keep following my heart and what felt good for me in each moment. So yeah, I learned biofield tuning, and I went off traveling, and then in 2019 I moved back to Ireland, and yeah, it just so effortlessly came to me. More clients were coming, friends, family, and then I started my own business. And then last year I decided to move to Portugal. So that's how it came to me. And then everywhere in between, dipping in and out of different modalities, I found the medicine of cacao. So that's really important to me. I work a lot with this medicine. Also, I'm a shamanic student, so I work a lot with shamans from South America, from Brazil. And then also doing things like Reiki. I actually had a beautiful theta healing with Shiva when I was in Abu Dhabi. So yeah, it's just this journey of, moving forward and keep following my heart, and everything, has really opened up for me, and there's just so much abundance coming in. And yeah, this is how it all began, from Abu Dhabi Lightworkers and from you guys. So thank you so much.
Your story is honestly so inspiring. And I think the way that you just followed your heart just led you to all these beautiful paths, and the work that you do today is a testament to that. So can you tell us a bit about shamanism, and what is it? What are some of the lessons that you have learned through shamanism?
So a shaman is somebody who finds energy, healing, and spirit in everything. I work with a shamanic school from Brazil, the Honey Queen tribe. I have been working with them since 2019. And they bring messages from the forest, all about light and love and peace and growth, and connecting back to our true nature, connecting back to the nature around us. I have worked with the medicines of ayahuasca, which is a tea beverage, and I've worked with Kambo, Hape, Sananga, if you're aware of any of these medicines. And they have truly allowed me to let go of a lot of limiting beliefs, old habits, old stories, letting go of a lot of anger and feelings of abandonment. And once all of that had kind of cleared out, I was then able to open myself up, when I received these medicines, to consciousness expansion. So being more compassionate, understanding myself better, understanding people around me better. So yeah, there's been so many beautiful lessons from the forest, from working with these shamans. In December last year, I was part of a project where we brought over 3 shamans from the Honey Queen tribe from Brazil, and they came and stayed with us for nearly 2 months in Portugal, where we were hosting ayahuasca ceremonies and retreats. They went back to Brazil in January, and now they're coming back next week. So if anybody who's listening is interested to know more about plant medicine and how it can help you on your healing journey and growth, definitely, get in contact with me. The shamans are going to be in Portugal for the next couple of weeks.
So Niamh, you've spoken a little bit about releasing limiting beliefs and fear versus following your heart. So I wanted to ask you, at a time when there's so much fear and fear-based thinking and decision-making around us, how can we make decisions based on love versus fear?
Yeah, I mean, the choice is always ours. And just even stopping for a moment and checking in with yourself, taking a deep breath, maybe, being outdoors with your feet on the earth, and really just asking yourself, is this coming from a place of fear, or is this coming from a place of love? and you'll always know the answer. You will know the answer yourself. And, you know, the ego and the fear might come back in again, but you really just have to, you know, strengthen that connection with yourself and trust yourself that no matter what decision you make in that moment is exactly the way that it's supposed to be. Whether it doesn't turn out, you know, the most beneficial for you, there's always something greater working around us. And, you know, when you can really take that kind of bird's eye view of everything that's happening, you'll start to see the synchronicities that actually things always do work out in the end. So it's when you make the decision, asking yourself, is this coming from a place of love or from a place of fear? And then really going with, if you make the decision based out of fear, you have to remember that that was what was needed in that moment to create the next moment and the next moment. So it's always working in your favor, and it's always, you know, perfect. There's so many modalities out there now, whether, you know, it's Reiki or Biofield Tuning or plant medicine. They're all there to support us to let go of these limiting beliefs, which are really just programs that we have downloaded from our family or society. So there's so many things out there now that help to clear these old stories and these old patterns away, so we can really come back to who we truly are at the core of our being. So it's important, you know, if you've had, say, a Reiki session or a sound healing, to, you know, to keep it going. And healing is it's a journey and it's a process. And sometimes, you know, there might be setbacks, but they're then there to excel you even forward again. So you continue growing. So it's, you know, remembering to stick with the process, and over time, I'm speaking from experience that these limiting beliefs really do fall away. But I have to say, for the past, you know, 3 years for me, I've worked really hard. So the work works. That's all I can say. The work works. So keep going. You know, if you do find that you still have limiting beliefs coming up, just keep going with whatever technique resonates with you.
I like that. The work works. Would you share with us one of the practices or experience that has changed your life personally?
I mean, the most profound one is the story that I shared when I was in Abu Dhabi with Julie. But I guess the precursor for that was when my mum transformed into the spirit world when I was 12. And although, you know, many people might say, oh God, that's terrible, you know, that should never happen to a 12-year-old child. But actually, I can see the bigger picture now. I can understand why this happened, so I can, you know, be on this path and continue to help other people heal from trauma, because I have, you know, experienced that for myself. So, you know, one of the most profound experiences in my life was, yes, when my mom transformed into the spirit world. But then, you know, let's say maybe 10 years, 11 years later is when I discovered Julie, or when Biofield Tuning discovered me, was also such a profound experience that helped me to understand the first trauma experience. So yeah, these are two, you know, really big points in my life. So even though, you know, some people might say that was a negative thing to happen, it was one of the most profound things to help me understand life, understand myself as a human, and understand other people, and how that we're all here really to heal and grow and evolve together.
Yeah, and I'm just really inspired by the words that you choose to talk about that as well, you know, like transformed. That's beautiful and very inspiring. So my next question is something that a friend of mine asked me some time ago, and it really stuck to me. And I think it's something fun to think about. And we've spoken about medicine and cacao medicine and plant medicine. So my question is, if you could be a medicine, what medicine would you be? What would you heal? And how would people take this medicine?
That's such a beautiful question. For me, my love is cacao. Have you experienced cacao, Shiva and Mediha? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Especially in the desert. It's amazing.
Mhm.
So I would choose to be a cacao, a big, beautiful, feminine cacao tree in Peru or Guatemala, and just flowing in the nature. And the reason that I've chosen this plant is because it is a beautiful heart medicine. Cacao comes mainly from South America, from Peru or Guatemala, and it comes from the theobromine tree. Theobromine is a long-acting cardiovascular stimulant. So when we drink the cacao medicine, we are drinking lots and lots of theobromine. And what that actually does is it works on a very physical level in the smooth muscles of our heart. So it allows for the heart to actually expand and soften, along with all of the blood vessels and the veins in the entire body. So when we receive this medicine, our heart opens very physically, and then also all of the blood vessels and the veins. So our blood pressure drops, we feel calm, we feel relaxed, we feel soft. Along with the theobromine, the cacao has a lot of anandamide, which is the bliss chemical. It also has a lot of phenylethylamine, which is the love chemical. So when we have a lot of phenylethylamine and a lot of anandamide, we get this feeling, this sensation and experience of love, joy, happiness, and we have a perception of time is slowing down. So our body naturally produces anandamide and phenylethylamine, but because we live in such a fast-paced society, there's so much cortisol and adrenaline that we're not actually feeling these beautiful components that the body naturally produces. So again, when we have cacao, especially in a ceremonial space, we have all of this theobromine to relax the body. We have all of the phenylethylamine and the anandamide. So we feel, we feel super amazing. It's like the first time you fall in love or on your honeymoon phase. Everything is great. It's all birds and butterflies. So you can really connect with this plant in this way. And also then we invite in the spirit of the plant. So when we receive this as a medicine, we are receiving the spirit of this plant and this tree from South America. So we invoke this really feminine, beautiful vibration. So, some people might say you are what you eat. So if you eat this vibration, it's really love, joy, happiness, equanimity, you start to also open that up within yourself as well. So this is also beautifully can help with limiting beliefs. So when you receive the medicine of cacao, a lot of the limiting beliefs and that fear kind of falls away, and you connect to your heart. And that's where, your intuition, your soul is speaking from. So if anyone is struggling with limiting beliefs and fear, I highly recommend, anybody can make their own cacao at home. And if people want more information, just contact me directly. But yeah, you can have your own cacao at home, and it really gives you this time and space to go inwards. So then you can shine your light outwards. So that's why I choose to be the cacao medicine, opening the heart. And yeah, it's beautiful for, creativity and writing and journaling and meditation. Really, really, it's a very grounding medicine.
And with cacao there's no restriction on age. Anyone can have it, anyone can drink it, and it doesn't have any sort of caffeine or anything.
No. So anybody can drink it. Yeah, any age, anyone can drink it. It is a very, very safe plant to have. And what was your second question, Shiva?
Does it have any caffeine?
Caffeine, yes. This is always a tricky one, because some studies say that there is caffeine, a very, very small amount of caffeine in cacao. And then other studies say that there is no traces of caffeine. So people have sometimes, some people have a perception of there is caffeine in it. And the reason that they may find this is because when we receive the medicine cacao, when we drink it, we're very focused, we're very in the present moment. And, you know, sometimes we can feel a lot of energy in the body, which gives you this perception of it's kind of like caffeine. But caffeine, you know, say from coffee, that works on your nervous system, and it's very quick acting, so you get this like burst of energy. Whereas cacao, it works on the cardiovascular system, so on the heart, and it has a long acting component to it. So it gives you this sense of focus, but throughout the whole day.
That's wonderful. My question for you is, what does the term light worker mean to you?
Light worker, beautiful. For me, a light worker is somebody who helps other people to see the light within themselves. So for me, living in service to the community helps me to shine my light in a way that feels good for me. And in each and every changing moment, I'm changing. So it's continuing to shine my light, and then also being able to help other people shine their light in the way that is most comfortable for them in that moment. Yeah, bringing up the light and the love in everyone.
Beautiful. I have another fun question. So if you could invite any 3 people, dead or alive, to have dinner with you, or let's say invite them to a cacao ceremony, who would you invite?
Wow. For those of people who know me on a very personal level, I have no information about famous people. Like, some people are like, how do you not know that person? And I'm like, I don't know. Growing up, we only had 4 channels on the TV, so we weren't exposed to all of these celebrities and things. 3 people. Wow. Okay. Shiva, I would choose you, and Mediha, I would choose you and all of the light workers.
Oh, you're so cute.
Yeah. Well, one person that really, sticks out for me is the founder of Biofield Tuning. Her name is Eileen McCusick, and she's from Vermont. Her mom was actually Irish, so that's where she gets the Irish name. But yeah, she really is, she has discovered this technique through her own intuition and through her own connection. And she's able to really ground it in a way that is so easy for people to learn how to do this. And she is constantly giving, she's always in this state of whatever information she's finding, she's spreading. So she has been, a real pioneer for change in my life. It will be great to sit down and have a cup of cacao with her. She's great.
Well, now we come to the exactly. Would love to have a cacao with the 3 of you. My big question now is, what is energy, and how does Biofield Tuning work?
Yeah, energy is everything. Vibration and energy is all around us. And I remember actually in 2018, somebody said to me, like, wow, yeah, it's like that picture frame on the wall, that's vibration, that's energy. And at that time, it just all went straight over my head. I was like, I don't get this. But, you know, now that I can understand that, you know, it's all coming from the same substance when you break it down and break it down. So it's like if you have an apple and you chop the apple and chop it and chop it and chop it and chop it, and you get it down to the smallest bit, it can never disappear because nothing can be created or destroyed. It just already is. So if you think about this tiny bit of apple, when you get all the way down, it suddenly starts to come into a vibrational field. So this is what energy is. This is what vibration is. So the human body, if you broke it down, the cell, if you broke the cells all the way down, suddenly, you know, it looks like it disappears, but it's because the human eye, it's not on the visible spectrum, so we can't actually see it. It's like a fish is swimming in water. It doesn't know that it's swimming in water. So it's the same for us humans. We are swimming in this electromagnetic field, and we don't even know it because we haven't been taught about it. And because it's so small, it's not visible. But you know, you might get this feeling of somebody's watching me from behind. So this sort of thing, it's like you can sense the vibes of other people, or somebody walks into the room and they're really happy, they're really bubbly. Suddenly you might feel a bit uplifted because you're starting to entrain with their vibration and their frequency, because we are emitting light. We are a bioorganism that's shedding light. And the same way, if somebody walks into the room and perhaps they're in a lower mood, then everybody else in the room can start to lower to that vibration as well. So yeah, coming back to your question, everything is vibration and everything is energy. So Biofield Tuning is a form of energy medicine. So I work with this invisible energy inside the body, but also in the energy field around the body. So we have been largely taught that the human body is chemical and mechanical, but what we've not really been taught in the West, at least, is that the human body has so much electricity running through it. So our heart has a heartbeat, our entire nervous system runs on electrical impulses, the brain has an electric charge, the bones are piezoelectric crystalline structures, so they create light when compacted. So anything that has electricity running through it creates an electromagnetic field around it. So like around the sun, we have the heliosphere. Around the earth, we have the ionosphere. Around the human body, we have an electromagnetic field. I call it the biofield. I also call it the aura or the energy field. So whatever resonates with you, we have this field, this bubble of energy around us. And this is where we can sense and feel the vibes of other people. So it's within this electromagnetic field that I work, and we hold information and memories and energy in this field in standing wave forms. So sometimes these waveforms can come out of sync through times of stress, turbulence, or trauma. The electromagnetic energy field around the human body starts around 5 to 6 feet off either side of the body, no matter how old you are. So even if you're age 5 or if you're age 60, your electromagnetic field is still around 5 to 6 feet off either side of your body. So like the skin of an orange on the outside, so 5 feet off the body, on the outside, there's a thicker membrane. And we find information to do with your gestation and your birth story in this edge of the field. So at the edge of the field, we find information from birth story, and then close to your body, we find your current age. So everywhere in between is your lifetime. So it's like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I use a tuning fork and a hockey puck to start at 0 and work all my way up until what's close and current. So feeling and listening feeling in for my own intuition for times of stress, turbulence, trauma, or resistance. So this is how we can work out at exactly what age we're finding resistance in the field. At the edge is 0, what's close and current. For example, if you're age 30, what we find in the middle of your field will be exactly when you're age 15. So when the tuning fork comes to a stop in the field, I'm aware then that there's some energy and vibration that needs to be cleared from this time. So the client doesn't need to know what the memory is. We don't need to talk about it. We don't need to go back over it. We are literally discharging a pocket of energy, a pocket of stuckness from this time. So for example, age 15, your dog dies, you're very upset. You know, that is a trauma in the field. So I go back with the tuning fork and then I stop at that particular age and we hang out there for a couple of strikes. And we're working with a law of physics known as resonance and entrainment. So initially the tuning fork will resonate with what's in your field. It will broadcast back to me and to the client the vibration of that time. So it could be a real sadness, a real low, muffled, dull tone. And then I hang out there for a couple of strikes. And then whatever was the sadness in the field starts to entrain into a more clear, coherent sound, which is coming from the tuning fork. So essentially we're breaking down the old energy and replacing it with coherent frequencies. So then it's like click, drag and drop all the way from birth story, click, drag and drop all the way up until your current age, collecting all of those little parts of yourself that you left behind and you didn't even know. And we drop them into your body, dropping it into the present moment. So you don't forget about the memory from the past, but you discharge from how you felt at that time. So the next time perhaps you face a sadness, you don't have a knee-jerk response to how you reacted in the past, because you're present, you're grounded, you know, you are the man or the woman you are today, not the 15-year-old girl or boy who was hurt 15, 20 years ago. So it's this form of energy collecting what we call biophotons, light emissions, light particles, essentially your soul, a part of that soul that you left behind. It's like sonic soul retrieval. We go back to the root cause and then we comb it in, and we drop it into whatever chakra we are working with in that particular session. So what's also really amazing about this technique is Eileen, the founder, has been able to compartmentalize the human body like a filing cabinet, figuring out roughly where we hold specific memories in specific areas of the body. For example, sadness, grief, loss, times of depression is around the left shoulder. Saying yes when you mean no, not having clear boundaries, giving and not receiving is all to do with the right shoulder. Like the hip, the right hip is all to do with busyness, busy body, busy mind. The left hip is all to do with things that you want to be doing, having, or achieving. So in this way, we were able to work with a specific chakra with specific memories and emotions, and then also work through your specific ages. But like that, you don't need to know what the memory is. We are just releasing this energy so you can come back into the present moment and the person you are today, and not living your life based on old stories. And again, coming back to the fear and the limiting beliefs, when you can really just work through that at the root cause. It brings so much light into the body, bringing you so much peace, creating so much space in and around you to invite in this abundance, you know, because it really works with opening up the chakra system. So bringing in all of this abundance and all of this support for you.
And so I wonder, how many sessions would you recommend someone who's completely new? How many sessions would you recommend them to do of biofield tuning?
I always start with one. And yeah, I mean, I start with one, and sometimes people only need one session. And for me, it's not about getting people to come back and back. You know, it's great if someone can come for one session and that's all they need. That's fantastic. It's like an old guitar goes out of tune. I use the exact same tuning fork to tune up the human body. And sometimes people just need that grounding. However, sometimes if you're very new, sometimes it might take 1 or 2 sessions for you to open up to vibration, to energy healing, because a lot of the time, for people who are new, they might be a little bit, stuck in their heads, like, oh, where is she? What am I doing? And then this can create a barrier for the greatest outcome, let's say. But yeah, not more than a couple of sessions, but it depends on the individual person and what the presenting symptoms are. Some people really enjoy coming for one session every week or every 2 weeks as a part of their self-care. Perhaps you might find it challenging to meditate, and this technique will really bring you into that alpha theta brainwave state. So it is a very beautiful meditation, but also a very powerful healing session within that. So yeah, like that, it is completely dependent on the person, what they're presenting with, and what they want to get out of it as well. Some clients, they're able to really clear the heavier kind of trauma and the limiting beliefs, and then it starts to open them up to consciousness expansion, having more compassion, understanding themselves at a deeper level, and bringing in the motivation and the confidence. So yeah, it's easy for us to get out of tune, especially because a lot of people wear rubber sole shoes, and that's an insulator. So we're not getting that electric charge from the surface of the earth, because the electromagnetism is coming up to the surface of the earth, up to your shoes, and the rubber is bouncing it back down into the ground. So we're not having this very natural exchange of electricity with the earth. So we're not discharging, and then we're also not recharging. So it's very easy for us to start to get in our heads, can lead to overthinking, catastrophizing, and then into things like anxiety and depression. So yeah, it's really important just to add in there to get your bare feet on the earth. And this is what I do in Biofield Tuning as well. I connect you to the electricity of the earth, and I connect you to the electricity of the sky. So we get this vortex of energy spinning up and down the divine masculine and feminine in flow. So you can feel more present, you can feel aligned and grounded. But also, I understand not everybody has tuning forks. So just getting your bare feet on the ground or being outdoors and really being very present and very aware of your senses when you connect with the earth. Give a tree a hug, get your hands in the dirt.
Thank you. This is all so fascinating. So I just wanted to ask you, Niamh, before we go into the 15-minute biofield tuning. So this can be done in person and also distant, right? So if you could just say a little bit about that for our viewers, how that works, how it can be done both ways.
Yeah. So at school, we were largely taught about solid, liquid, and gas. But as I've shared before, nothing can be created or destroyed. So when gas breaks down even further, it goes into a plasma. And when the plasma goes down even further, it goes into what we call ether. So I'm working with the ether element when I do a distance remote biofield tuning session. So it's like I pluck your file from a filing cabinet up in the ether. I bring it down to my treatment table. I work on it, and then I close it up and send it back to you. So it is not about the sound quality. It's not about being there in person to person. This is a very deep, energetic exchange, energetic recalibration, of your mind, of your body. So I'm able to take it out of what's up here, put it on my table, and then send it back to you. I'm not working with this physical structure. I'm working with the energy of your body. And I know that can be a little bit hard to understand, especially if you've not experienced it for yourself. But as I always say, words don't teach, experience teaches. So I have so many free videos on YouTube where you can just pop them on for 20 or 30 minutes. Lie down, close your eyes or have them open, whatever's most comfortable for you, and really feel into what you're noticing as opposed to what you're thinking or what you're hearing or what I'm saying. The energy and the vibration is going to come down through your body. So the more you can close off your outer world and go to your inner world and notice what you're feeling, then you'll really start to experience how profound this can be at a distance, and it works the exact same way at a distance as it does in person.
It's amazing how when you started speaking of the ether, there's this big ball of light that's appeared. We can hardly see you when you just see the light. It's okay. I was just noticing that. Thank you. That makes sense. Shiva, do you have any other questions, or should we go into our...
I'm excited to let the viewers experience it firsthand. So let's jump right in, I think.
Yes.
Okay. Beautiful. So for this little session, I will just ground our earth stars. I'm going to stand up. You don't need to see me. And of course, I'm not going to be seeing the viewers. This is not for anybody who is currently pregnant or who has a pacemaker. So if that does resonate with you, you can just turn yourself on mute for the next 15 minutes. During this little mini tune-up, you can be lying down or sitting up, having your eyes opened or closed, whatever is most comfortable for you. I'm just going to be working around in this space. You don't need to see me, and enjoy. So I'm just beginning up around the crown of your head. And I'm using 2 tuning forks that don't make a sound, but they are vibrating. So you won't be hearing anything, but these specific frequencies help to relax your entire body. As you begin to drop your shoulders down, relaxing the muscles all down your arms, relaxing the muscles all down your spine, all down your legs to the soles of your feet. And just allowing your feet and your hands to fall whatever way is most comfortable. Relaxing the muscles in your forehead, between your eyebrows and your cheeks. And just allowing your tongue to fall away from the roof of your mouth. And moving your jaw side to side, releasing any tension or tightness. As all of the muscles in your entire body completely relax. As you begin to notice the rise and the fall of your tummy, Breathing in and out a sense of relaxation and calmness into your entire body. Breathing in relaxation, exhaling relaxation. As you become more and more calm with every inhale and exhale. I'm moving down now towards the soles of your feet. And we're going to balance the energy around your feet, around your earth star. So just bringing your attention down around the soles of your feet as we plug you back into the electricity and the energy of the earth. As you continue to breathe in relaxation, exhaling relaxation. So we are removing a sense of worry. It's like a trembling sound coming from the floor as we release worry out of your entire body. As you take a deep breath in and out, releasing any worry on the exhale. We've just relocated this energy center below your feet. On my next strike, we're going to open it up like a ball is expanding and releasing below your feet. As you continue to breathe in that sense of relaxation, continuing to exhale any worries out of your entire body. Taking a deep breath in and out. Well done. On my next strike, I'm going to fill you up with a great sense of calmness, relaxation from the soles of your feet up through your entire body and out the crown of your head. On my next strike, I'm going to take the energy that's spinning around in your thoughts, in your mind, and I'm going to bring it down into your body, grounding you back into the present moment. Allowing you to feel your body as opposed to being in your thoughts. So that's the energy around your feet all balanced. So I'm just going to move up now towards the top of your head to plug in and to reconnect you to the sky energy. Bringing your focus up around the crown of your head. Okay, well done. On my next strike, I'm going to fill you up with a great sense of peace and calmness from the crown of your head down through your entire body, all the way to the soles of your feet. As you begin to truly shine from the inside out. Taking a deep breath in and out. Okay, beautiful, well done. So that's the energy around your head and your feet all balanced, balancing your feminine and your masculine energies, allowing you to come back into the present moment, to feel calm, to feel peace. So to close off this little session, I'm going to wrap you in an infinity sign, feeling up your energy field. On my next strike, I'm going to connect your solar plexus to the solar plexus of the universe, connecting your inner sun to the outer sun. So you know that you're always connected to this infinite power, this bountiful energy all around you. And one final bit to wrap you in a rainbow of light and sound for protection. Feeling you up and tucking you in.
Your voice, first of all, is very, very soothing. So, wow. Thank you so much. That was so lovely.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that was wonderful. Thank you so much, Niamh. For our viewers, I just wanted to remind everyone that Niamh has a YouTube channel and also an Instagram account. The Instagram account is Biofield with Niamh, Niamh, right? And the YouTube account, Niamh, would you just mention that? I will mention it in the comments later, but if you'd like to just share that.
Yeah, so the best place to find me is Instagram, Biofield with Niamh. And then there's also my Facebook page, Biofield with Niamh. And the same for YouTube, Biofield with Niamh. And my website is the same. So if you do Biofield with Niamh, you're going to find me.
Amazing.
Great.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight and sharing your journey. It's very, very inspiring, and just your whole presence, your whole aura, just it's very soothing. So it was really wonderful.
Thank you so much for allowing me to be here to share my story. And thank you to Rays of Light, Mediha, Shiva for all of your work. Yeah, it is really, really beautiful what you guys are doing and all the stuff that you're putting out there in social media. I'm feeling it all. So yeah, I'm just so humbled. I'm so grateful to be here. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
Bye.